Here at the Joe Louis Arena, no score in the game. Glenn Hicks of Detroit, Barry Melrose of Toronto, off 2 minutes each for slashing at 9 minutes and 39 seconds. Netamansky won the draw. Here's Barrett with a drive and the save made by Rutherford. Now Robert laid it right on in front of his own goal. Parrish went after it, gives it to Picard. Puck bouncing out to Robert, trying to work away from John Barrett. Barrett tipped it away from him. Netamansky playing it back to Woods. It's back now to Netamansky right at the Detroit line. Around Robert. Netamansky on the move. Woods carries over the line. Hit by Parrish. He's hooked. There'll be a penalty coming up to Toronto, and Woods continues to hold the play. Here's Barrett. Barrett handed it back to Netamansky. It bounced away from him, so now the penalty will be called. And the Red Wings will have a definite player advantage, playing 4-3 out in front of the goaltenders.
What a fine play by Netamansky to Woods. Woods walked right in.
So with the Red Wing power play coming up, we'll pause for this.
I'm walking into the kitchen, see? Now, open up the refrigerator door. And I look way in the back behind the mayonnaise. I spy me an icy bottle of Coke. And I pops it open. When that ice-cold Coke hits the back of my throat.
A Coke and a smile makes me feel good, makes me feel nice. Have a Coke and a smile.
That's the real thing.
There's Paul Woods going around, and you notice Parrish got the stick right up in his waist and give it a pull back. Got a penalty for hooking at 10-14 to give the Wings a man advantage now.
Now the Wings playing 4 men to 3 in front of the goaltenders have Mark Curtin and Dale McCord up front. Matter of fact, Grodnik's there too, with Reed Larson, a lot of firepower. This is Larson back at the blue line, handing it back to McCord. Moving in, he drove the shot wide. On the right point, Larson gives it back now to Dale McCord. McCord hands it back to Larson, now McCord. He fired another shot, and that hit Grodnik out in front. Sittler takes it. And the Wings knock it down at center ice. Larson brings it right back in, giving it now to Mark Curtin. Here's Curtin dropping it back from McCord. Another shot and another save by Rutherford. Play held in by Larson. He's played a strong game thus far. Larson, he fired the shot. He scores! Oh, you don't give Mr. Larson much chance like that, or it's in the net.
He can really fire that puck, and Jimmy Rutherford was screened by Duras right down on his hands and knees out in front of the net. And I'm sure with Reed Larson, he really wheeled back. That puck's in the net before Jimmy Rutherford got a look at it at all. Watch him wheel now. Nobody comes out to challenge him. Right dead middle, there's the screen out in front of Rutherford. And the puck goes just underneath Duras's glove. Jimmy Rutherford wouldn't see that at all.
21st goal of the year for Reed Larson.
And you were mentioning he wasn't selected on the All-Star team. There's not another defenseman playing in the National League that has 21 goals.
Nor is playing as well defensively as Reed has in the last 2 weeks.
Exceptionally well.
Larson's goal being announced. Now the team's each a man short. Curtin, I believe, got one of the assists. We'll wait them. Now the play. Sent out to center ice by Payma. This is Sittler on the move into the Detroit zone. A drop pass. Picard took the shot, and Lazinski juggles it a bit, but holds on.
I didn't hear the assist, but I was just thinking, Bruce.
Curtin got one of them, and I'm trying to think that Dale McCord.
Winnipeg shut out this Toronto club last Saturday night, 2-0. That's the first shutout Toronto have had since December the 20th, 1979, when Boston beat them 10-0.
Here now is Mark Curtin. You take a look at him. In against Sittler. Puck came back to the line. Picard's shot bounced. Hit Paymon. He holds it in. Paymon flipped it to the goal mouth. Lazinski hands it there to Curtin. Mark Curtin in behind his own goal. Up on the right side, Willie Huber at center ice. This is Gary McAdam. He got it over the line. Curtin giving chase to it. Got by one man. Backhand and just wide. Digging in after it, Jim Korn. Korn played it into the corner when chasing in after his man Parrish. The Wings still hold the play. Now the penalties are over to Melrose and Hicks. Both teams are at full strength. Melrose trying to work away from Dale McCourt. Failed to do it. Sittler gets into it, and Melrose just hauled McCourt to the ice, and that's what the crowd's yelling about. Meanwhile, Picard moving into the Detroit zone. Fired it over the top of the Red Wing goal. Puck in along the boards. Came out in front, and Huber takes it there. Now Willie Huber dropping it back for Mike Foligno. Foligno, a drop pass for Ogrodnik. He took the shot. He scores! It bounced right over the stick of Rutherford. 2-0 Detroit.
Jimmy Rutherford was very careless with this puck. Was a little flip shot that was actually a pass back to Foligno, cutting through the middle. Ogrodnik. Foligno goes over the blue line and makes a little drop pass to Ogrodnik. His shot now is just, he was trying to put it out in the middle for Foligno. And Rutherford went down on his hands and knees, played it with his glove, and it just took a bad bounce and bounced in the empty side of the net.
Well, there's a young man with his 26th goal of the season who is on the All-Star team this year.
And he deserves to be there. And that's just a bad bounce, but you can't take chances on a puck like that. You've got to get your body out in front of it.
Huber draws the other assist along with Foligno on Ogrodnik's 26th goal of the year. Now Joe Patterson in behind his own goal. Blaisdell couldn't come out. There's a shot from the line, deflected just wide, and now there'll be a Detroit penalty coming up to John Barrett. Barrett's going to go off. I believe it's Barrett.
Yes, I think Barrett pushed the player.
And the Wings now leading 2-0 will play short a man. Now his pass went way behind Ogrodnik, so Melrose drives it back into the Detroit end again. McCourt will come back after it. Dale McCourt dropping it now for Nedomansky. He winds up, moves out center ice, pulled away from Hickey up the right side. Mike Foligno checked at the line. They send it back in. Rutherford plays it to the side of his net, clearing it into the corner. Duras knocked it to the blue line. Reed Larson lost it there. Now the Leafs come down 2-on-1. Here's Hickey. Hickey handed it off, and they score, cutting right in Paymont. And that little lapse right at the blue line cost the Wings.
Well, that's what you have to worry about when you have the man advantage. Carelessness coming deep in Toronto zone at the blue line. Just a breakaway and a 2-on-1 bounce off Reed Larson. Reed trying to get back into position. A terrific pass by Hickey across to Paymont, and Paymont didn't waste just a second with it. The minute it hit his stick, he let it go, and Paymont's been the hottest scorer for. Here's the play coming out of the zone, all the way down, and a terrific pass right across the front to Paymont, and he got rid of it the minute it hit his stick into the empty side.
25 seconds remaining in the penalty. Curtin in against Sittler. Now Paul Wood sent it back to Huber. He fired another one way wide. Hickey goes in after it. He didn't get it out the first time. Jim Korn held it in. Held in at the line again by Mark Curtin with a shot. He scores! Mark Curtin. Boy, has he taken off on his former teammates, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And does that make that youngster happy? 2 goals and an assist last Saturday night, or a week ago in Toronto, and right back with a big goal here now to give Detroit the 2-goal lead. Now, he shot this puck from about 35 feet, and he beat Jimmy Rutherford on his glove side quite handily. Right in just at the top of the circle, and it wasn't a slap shot, strictly a snap with the wrist. And on Jimmy Rutherford's glove side, just inside the left post, a big goal for Detroit.
Mark Curtin now has scored 4 goals against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this is his 3rd game. Also has 2 assists. So he's kind of taken off on his former teammates. Now Robert Picard with the team's back at full strength. Puck goes into the corner. Larson cleared it up the right side. It comes all the way back into the Toronto end. Curtin's 9th goal of the year at 2:07. And the assist we'll have to pick up for you. Our speaker here not working. Now here it comes off to Joe Patterson. He just backhanded it to the goal mouth, so Rutherford holds on to that. Play will stay to the left of the Toronto net. And with a score 3-1 Detroit, we'll be back in just a moment.
Puck doesn't go on the net, but when he misses the net, it just kills the play altogether.
Sittler, the only forward. Mark Curtin beats him on the draw. Reed Larson played it off the boards. 10 seconds left in the first of the penalties. Here's Larson over the line with his pass. That's Curtin giving chase to it. Worked it back to Nedomansky. Nedomansky sets up McCourt. McCourt lost it. Sittler failed to get out the first time. It comes out center ice. Maloney just decked Curtin. Oh, he came out of the penalty box and he decked Mark Curtin. Now it's Nedomansky taking it. Curtin, I still think, knows where he is right now. Breaking right in, Paymont. And Lazinski stopped him, and then it goes in. And another short-handed goal for Toronto. Making it now 3-2.
Detroit cannot play this type of hockey when they have a man advantage, and Lazinski is hurt, I believe, on the play, Bruce. He is still down on the ice. Paymont broke right through, and Lazinski beat him on the shot, and the momentum of the puck just slid in underneath him. In fact, Paymont missed the puck entirely when he went to shoot. Bounced right through the middle of the defense. And as he went to shoot the puck, he misfired, and the momentum of the puck slid right straight through into the net.
Well, he hit him with his stick right in the mask.
Yes, and he's still down and made up with a big save. There's an old-timer, and a fellow that works over in Toronto with the TV crew, Bobby Goldham, one of the real stars back when the Wings had the big clubs here in the 50s.
Little sign up in front of us that the cameras can't pick up. WKVD says Wayne can do it.
There's Bobby Goldham. He's going to take a backhand shot. I can't believe Goldham picked it.
Look out. Here's Terry Martin breaking right through, going in alone on Lazinski. And Lazinski stopped him, stayed right with him. What a save by Lazinski and a good play by Martin. Now the Wings head back. Heading down the ice, Mark Curtin over the line. Here's Curtin, hitting it off to the side of the net. Gary McAdam in behind the goal. McAdam tried to center it, knocked away, has it again. Paul Woods digging after it. They scramble in behind the net, coming up with a McAdam, and there's Curtin out in front of backhander. Paul Woods got the rebound, he scores! Paul Woods just work.
3 whacks at it, and Mark Curtin had a golden opportunity, and it got off his stick, but he finally made a play on it, got it back into Rutherford. Paul Woods with 2 rebounds. He just stayed right with it. Look at Mark Curtin out in front. He couldn't find the handle. That's Paul Woods all by himself. Rutherford beat him, and then finally he's backhanded in the empty side. Jimmy Rutherford on his back, and McAdam over the other side. This all started by McAdam's work in behind the net. Curtin turns around with a backhand, put it back on the net. There's Paul Woods all by himself, nobody to take him out, and then with a backhander, just as the defenseman come over to take him, put it in the net to give the Wings.
Puck goes right back into the Toronto end. In after it and along the boards, number 29, Joe Patterson kicking away at it. Puck is dug away, though, by the Leafs, Bill Derlego. Derlego heading out. Up on the right side, over the line, Rick Vive. Vive fired the shot, hit the side of the net. Taking it off now is Brent Peterson. Peterson lifting it down the ice. Glenn Hicks digging after it. Hicks took that shot, and Rutherford kicked it away. Puck out center ice, and Reed Larson has it there. Barrett's pass tipped back into the Toronto end. Going after it, Turnbull trying to pull away from Patterson. Here's Joe Patterson, and he couldn't find the handle, and he's knocked flying. Now a chance for Reed Larson with a shot. He scores! And Larson has his second goal of the game, and the Wings now lead it 5-2.
Well, rookie Patterson had the first golden chance right out in front, but he couldn't handle it, and finally comes back to Reed Larson. Look at the time he takes. Right from the top of the circle, he really let fly. Beats Jimmy Rutherford on the long side, over on the stick side. Watch the stick action here. He really gets to it right from the short side, up high. And Mike Foligno standing all by himself out in front of the net, although I don't think Jimmy was screened that much. A terrific goal by Larson again. 22nd of the season.
.14 and 25 seconds, the time of the goal by Larson. Well, that game, just 58 seconds. Well, there it is. Wayne Maxner can build Detroit. And a high to Sid Bruce.
WKBD, too,
right.
With the initial
champ
loss out here tonight. Everybody seems to be on the verge of wanting to go after one another.
Sunday night, free McDonald's baseball cap night with the Red Wings. The first 7,000 youngsters, 16 and under, receive a free baseball cap, compliments of the Red Wings and McDonald's. Sunday, February 8th, Red Wings McDonald's free baseball cap night at the Joe Louis Arena. And just coincidentally, or incidentally, Vancouver will be here too to face the Wings.
And I would have to say Vancouver is one of the, in a way, surprise clubs of the league.
This is the hat we've been talking about. I don't know if you can come in and get a pretty good picture of it, but it is a baseball type cap, but one with a Detroit Red Wing insignia on it. And that'll be handed out. I think it was the first 5,000 youngsters, if my memory serves me correctly, who will be receiving this hat. I'd put it on you right now, but it doesn't go with your outfit.
It goes with yours.
So we'd like to see you.
For Ingerfield, I would think Ingerfield will probably report to Detroit tomorrow.
He is. He's coming in tonight, I understand. A late flight around 10:30 or so. He was very anxious to get here, according to everybody I talked to today.
Well, his dad played in the National League for years.
Here's Paymont back into the Detroit zone. Paymont sends it out. Turnbull fired and he scores. Ian Turnbull taking that pass was open, and he made no mistakes with it, and now it is 5-3 with still a long time to go. 16 minutes and 24 seconds.
Wolf Paymont was given a lot of room on the outside. He goes into the corner and spots Turnbull at the top of the circle, and Turnbull, a shot very similar to the way Larson fires the puck on the short side just up under the crossbar. He beat Luzinski cleanly.
So now it's a 2-goal lead, and back over the line, Paymont through the goal mouth. Taken off the boards, back on the blue line. Perry slated out in front. Anderson shot. And Luzinski got a piece of that one. Now McCourt failed to get it out. Another loose puck out in front, and Luzinski robbed Saginaw. Saginaw turned around and put his stick up in the air. And out in front of the goal now, it was Jim Korn giving a shove to the Toronto player. Saginaw trying to get into it now. But Korn was upset with the play of the Toronto player in front of Luzinski. But boy, you think he made a play and rocked Saginaw? He turned around and threw the stick up in the air. He thought he had it.
Toronto or Detroit on 2 or 3 occasions just give the puck right back to Toronto, and they were in position. Saginaw.
Jim Korn now has picked up 2 minor penalties for roughing. At 12 minutes and 54 seconds, Boudreau has picked up 1.
Rocky Saginaw with an opportunity to score a goal, and Luzinski just knocked it off to the side of the net.
Face off to the left of Larry Luzinski. Puck bounce right to Luzinski. He clears it up on the right side. Paul Woods has it there. Dumps it out center ice. Salming takes the long shot. Luzinski stops that. And the buzzer goes, and the Detroit Red Wings have swept the 4-game season series of the Toronto Maple Leafs, winning this one by a score of 5-3, and we'll be back quickly to tell you all about it after we pause now for this. They picked the 3 stars of the hockey game with Reed Larson, the number 3 star, Will Paymont, the number 2 star, and this game being televised back to Toronto saw Mark Curtin, the number 1 star of the hockey game, as picked by a Toronto writer. Reed Larson with 2 goals, John Ogrodnik, Mark Curtin, Paul Woods. And the goal scorers for Detroit, it was Paymont 2 goals, both shorthanded, and Turnbull in the 3rd period. The overall shots on goal, Detroit 47, Toronto Maple Leafs 32, a spirit